everybody, it's Kathy Champion and you're back with me in my craft room here at Random Acts of Crafting. Today I thought I got some inspiration from a card that I saw on Pinterest, and I am going to do the card, but I'm going to do it my way. So I'm using some pretty papers that I saw that I like, and I am also going to be using the pattern paper from this Flora number 3. Again, this is in my shop if anybody would like to grab a pack. When it was in the first time, it sold out almost immediately. Everybody went crazy over it, so I reordered, and I ordered extra just for that reason. This paper is absolutely beautiful, and I have used out of this pack quite a bit, and I have enjoyed everything that I have made from it. So we are going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to move some of my things out of my way to give myself a little extra room. I've got my notes and everything. The first thing, this card is going to be a 6x6. So I'm going to start out with a 12x12 piece of white cardstock. And we're going to go ahead and cut this down to a 6x12. So your card base needs to be 6x12. And basically you just do this by cutting this piece in half. And I love this trimmer because when I butt it up against this little lip right here, that automatically gives me a 6-inch cut. So I'm just going to slice that up, and then we're going to take this and we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to score it at 6. And then this will give us our 6x6 card base. So score and take it out, and then we are going to fold it. I do want to get a good little crisp edge on it. This card's going to have lots and lots of layers, and I think this is what makes this card so pretty. I love a layered card, and when I'm using these soft, beautiful pastel colors, I mean, what could be any better than that? And this card is not going to entail a lot of stamping. It's going to be letting the paper do the work for you. So there's our card base. I'm going to lay it there. Now we're going to need a mat. Everything is going to be outlined in a black mat. And in order to get the mats the size we need, in looking at the card, I totally skipped the first mat, and I don't know how I did that, but we're going to revamp. We're going to go back, and the first thing we're going to do, we did our card base. Now we're going to do the mat that will go on top of here. We're going to start off with black because we're going to frame everything in a little black border, so there's going to be a lot of black cardstock on this card. But we need to cut this piece at 5 7/8, so that's almost to the 6. That's going to be, depending on your measurements, if you have 16ths, it's going to be second to the last. If you have 8ths, it's going to be the last one before the 6. So I'm going to cut that down, and that gives me 5 7/8, and then I'm going to do this one more time, 5 7/8. So that would be 5 7/8. Okay, so now this will live on top of this, and see what I mean about we just have an ever so slightly border where you're just barely seeing that white around the edge, and that's what we wanted. First mat, and that's going to be this pattern paper right here, and this came from the Flora. I'm going to try to get myself together here, y'all. I am going to cut the strip off of this, and this is going to be cut at, just cut that little branding strip off. It's always a good idea to get those off before you start cutting, because otherwise it's not going to fit into our into the trimmer. So I need this piece cut at 5 3/4. So 5 3/4. I accidentally cut the wrong piece a while ago, but that's okay. You know, we will use that. It's not going to go to waste. So I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to cut it at 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And now this piece is going to live on here. Now there's that matting. That's already done. So now we need to do our black piece, and that was this one, 5 by 3. Make sure I got this the right one. Yep. This is our 5 by 3 piece, and it's going to go right here. And we're going to cut a piece of, this is going to work, 4 7/8 by 2 7/8. So let's see what we got here. 2, that's not wide enough. Alright, let's grab this piece, since this was the piece that I miscut. So this one needs to be 4 7/8 by 2 7/8. So 4 7/8, and we're going to go to right there. By 2 7/8. So that's going to be right here, almost to 3. And then this piece is going to live on top of this, just like that. Okay. And then we need to cut another piece of black. And our next black one is going to be, okay, we've got this cut at 3, and then we're going to cut this off at 3 1/2. And then we're going to need this piece cut, let's see, 3 1/2. I just need to go, if you have trouble doing this, put it in, and what this is 3, and we need to come back, so 2 7/8. So I'm going to cut 2 7/8, and I think I'm going to cut it off right here. 2 7/8. Okay, so that's going to be perfect this way. And then this is 3 1/2. So coming back off of 3 1/2 would be 3 5/8. Okay, so let's go 3 5/8. 3 5/8. That would be right there. Okay, now this should fit on here. Now this will mat on here. And now, out of something pretty white cardstock, I am going to cut, let me show you how this is starting to come together. And just look how pretty that's going to be. Is that not gorgeous? With all of those layers, and once we get everything glued down, this card is going to be stunning. So the next thing I want to do is I want to cut just a little scallop circle or oval right about like this size, and I'm going to do that out of white. Just need a little white border, and I think we can probably grab a scrap for that. I think this will work. That's why you always want to hang on to your scraps, because you know you're going to be able to use them at some point. So I'm going to take one of these little sticky tags. These are little post-it flags, and they work so good on your die cuts. So I'm going to move this paper out of my way, and I'm going to grab my machine. And y'all, I am so excited. I have got new craft room furniture coming. We ordered it last night, and I cannot be happier. And I'm probably gonna take off when my furniture comes in, so I probably won't be recording for about maybe 2 days, maybe 3, depending on how long it takes for me to tear my craft room up and get it back together. So I am taking everything out of my craft room. I'm going to vacuum every corner of it. I'm going to clean my baseboard, and then I am going to bring everything back in, reorganize and reset up. And I'm actually moving my desk out from in front of the window so I don't get that sun glare on my face. And I'm going to put my my desk over on a different wall. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I feel like a kid at Christmas. So the pieces are coming, but they're not all coming at the same time. You know, that's how it goes when you order. So everything should be here by June 5th. But I'm going to wait until everything gets here. And my husband's going to have to put furniture together for me. So I'm going to probably be working, tearing everything apart as he's putting my furniture together. So as soon as it's together, I will be moving, but I will keep you abreast of what days I'm not going to put videos up, so you won't be looking. But don't y'all forget me, because I will be back. And after I get my craft room all set up, I will actually record a little video of my new setup. Right now, my craft room, y'all, you know, everybody thinks that everybody that has a YouTube channel, their craft area is immaculate. It's not. my craft room is a total disaster, but I love my craft room, and like I always say, this is my happy place. It makes me happy being in here. So what I want to do is I want to put this so it has the illusion of an opening in this, where these flowers are at. And I think I'm going to go this way. I think I am. And what I want to do is I want to cut and color a beautiful butterfly, maybe even a couple of them, and they're going to go right there in the middle. We're also going to cut a strip, probably something like this, and I'm going to back it with some black, and right here we're going to put our sentiment, and I haven't decided just what I'm going to use yet. So I'm going to go and find my butterfly and a butterfly die, and I am going to see what else I can find that I want to decorate this card with. I want to put some gems on it, and I want to get a stamp for my sentiment, and I want to decide what I'm going to put on the inside of the card. So let me go and pull all of those supplies, and I'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and I got this this butterfly right here from the stamp set called Butterfly Wishes. I love this. I think it's so pretty. And a sweet friendship refreshes the soul is the sentiment that I want to use. So we're going to stamp this butterfly. And this is a distinctive stamp, which is one of those ones where you can stamp with one color and get a variety of hues in the one. So I am going to use Mary Mallow, because this is a beautiful color, and I think it will play in well with our paper. So let's go ahead and stamp this out. And this is a fairly good sized butterfly, as you can see. So here we go, and I'm going to stamp kind of up to the corner. I don't know if we're going to need to re-stamp it. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. I love the way the distinctive stamps give you that color without having to color. And these stamps, if you look, when you look at the catalog, any of the stamps that say distinctive will give you that that type of inking, which I love it. And there's quite a few stamps that's coming out in the new catalog, and that new catalog will premiere on June 3rd, and that's when all of our old stamps that retired will go away. So if there's anything that you wanted from the catalog, you need to go ahead and order that now. And it never fails that I get ink on me. So of course in true fashion, I got my thumb inked up. That's not what you want to do, but I almost always get my fingers in my ink at some place. I know there's one girl that's called Inky Fingers. That would so be me. I know why she chose that name for her channel, because I'm always having inky fingers. So we are going to cut this out. I am going to attach all of my pieces and we'll come right back. Alright, we are back, and as you can see, I've got my butterfly cut. I have chosen this sentiment, and what I did is I cut my piece to be just a little bit larger than I needed this to be. So this piece ended up being about 7/8 by 3.5, and then I cut the black border at about 3 5/8 by 1 inch. So what we're going to do is we're going to stamp this onto here, and I think I'm going to do that in that same Mary Mallow, because I think that the coordination of the inks and the papers will be beautiful together. So let's get a stamp block that we can put this on, and I think this will work great with this one. And like I always do, I'm going to line up my stamp just like that, and pick it up and then ink it up. And let's hope that we can get this on here nice and straight. And I'm just letting it kiss the paper, and it's beautiful. Okay, let's close up that ink pad so we don't have a recipe for disaster. And I'm going to set my stamps up here out of my way. And what we're going to do now, I'm going to let that dry a little bit before I actually try to attach it. I want to go ahead and start putting my layers together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on this piece, and then we are going to set that down just like that. So that's going to be my first thing that I want to do. And I'm just going to use some art glitter glue, or any liquid glue would work. Somebody asked me in my video, why did I say liquid glue and not art glitter glue? And I really don't know. It was just, I want people to know that they have options. You can use whatever glue you like. I like art glitter glue. I like the Tombow glue. Art glitter glue is usually my go-to glue, but I don't carry that in my store. But you can use any type of glue that you like. Okay, before we put everything down on the card base, I am going to, like I said, I'm going to attach everything to the layers. And again, we're going to line this up. And like I said, you don't have a lot of wiggle room here, or a lot of space for arrow, because these are very, very fine borders. And that one just needs to go over just a little bit. There. And then that one's going to go about here. And then this one is going to go on next. So let's get some glue on the back of this. And again, this pack of Flora number 3 is so pretty. So if you're interested in getting a pack, head over to my website, and you can find that along with this, the Brutus Monroe cardstock as well. And look how pretty that is going to layer on each other. And now this piece needs to go down. Up, up, up. I hate it when I drop my glue onto something else, but the good thing is the glitter glue dries clear, so we should not have a problem with that. So there, that one looks good. And I think that one will go like this. And then this one is going to go about like that. So we're going to pull this one over further this way. And then this one will go like about here. And then this little piece is going to go in the middle. And our butterfly will go down on there. Something like that. And then all of that will attach to our card base. And I'm going to use some gems right there. So I'm thinking I might want to do something a little different here. So let me kind of regroup this. And I'm thinking what I might want to do is cut an oval out of here. So let me grab my oval dies again. And I use this one, but I'm not too sure that it's the one that I want. So let's put the pen back into the glue. And this is where I need to decide if I want this flower right there. And this is where you can really play off on your color. Or do I want this flower? And then the butterfly could sit right here. I think I want to cut into this flower right there. And this is how you can play, just kind of play around with your paper and see exactly where you want it to be. And I'm thinking maybe this. Indecisiveness. Okay, I'm going to go with this right here. So I'm going to run this through my die cut. So let's pull our machine back out. We still need to attach this, so I'll tell you what, before we get our machine, let's go ahead and put some glue on here. And glue that right to there. And that's going to look so pretty right about there. And we'll attach everything and put it together. But let's grab the die cut. I am going to put my pen back in my glue. And because that's necessary. I'm just going to load up my paper in here, center this about where I want it, and I think right about like that. It's going to give me that portion of that flower that I want. About like that. So once you get it like you want it, go ahead and put your cover plate over and then die cut that out. And then there's that cute little piece cut out. And how cute is that? I think I like that better than I do the white. I think the butterfly's going to show up really pretty on this, and we're going to pop the butterfly up on some dimensionals, and I think that's going to make it pop as well. I think I'm just going to set let's set the machine right here. Okay. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start assembling the card. So let's use some snail. And I'm just going to put some snail around my edges. Just like that, so you get enough of your adhesive. And again, we are going to come just that 1/8 of an inch out. Just like that. And then we're going to bring this one in about 1/2 inch down and over. So let's nail this one as well. And again, let's put this about 1/2 inch over. Something like that. And press it down really good. And then we're going to put this one over about 1/2 inch from this side, and then center it down about 1.5 inches there. So let's go ahead and do the same thing. Put some adhesive on it. And right about there. And now we're going to do the same with this, but this one we're going to center it like so. And that's going to be our focal point. So again, some snail on here. And this will go right about here. And like I said, you can layer your layers however you see fit. So this piece is going to go right here in the middle. And I'm wondering, do I want to put black behind that? Oh, why not? Let's grab a piece of black and our other die like this. You know, I don't think the black is going to fit. Yeah, that's going to cover way too much. What we could do is cut this one again in black. and then kind of split the difference just to give a little bit of black border. So let's do that. Let's cut this one in a black, like that. So, like I said, that's the reason I didn't take my die cut machine too far away in case I wanted to do something else. So let's bring that in and cut it out. And I will have everything listed in the description that we used, along with where you can get these items, whether it's in my store, Stampin' Up, or somewhere else. And let's set that right there. And now we want to cut this right in half. So this is where you're going to need a good pair of scissors, and you're going to cut right up the middle, or you could put this in your trimmer. Let's do that. Let's just slice it in half in our trimmer. That'll help us make sure we're getting it perfectly even, just like so. Slice it down, and then we can glue each side of that to our little scallop, and that way we are getting just a little bit of that scalloped edge on both sides. So what I'm going to do is run some glue. I am going to use glue for this because I want to run some glue right up the middle and then right around this edge. And I'm going to do the same thing for this piece. I'm going to put glue right down the middle and right around that little stitched edge. And then we're going to put that together like that, and then lay this in it, just like that. Let's just hold it up and put it and glue it like that. And the same thing over here. And all we want to do is just barely grab that little black border, just like so. And mesh that down, just like that. And then we're going to put our butterfly. And my puppy dog is going out the door, so if you hear that squeak in the background, he decided he wanted out. And I'm trying to decide how I want that butterfly. And I think I want him to go right about there. So we're going to pop him up on some dimensions. Decide which ones we're going to use. I'm going to grab these. And I think I'm going to put some dimensions on both of these. And I'm just going to use some of these to put just like that. And I'm going to put those right in the middle of that strip just to give us a little bit of dimension and even that up. So I'm going to put one on each side. And like I said, right up the middle, and a little bit here and here. And here. going to grab my little pick tool, and I'm just going to pick these off. And let's wrangle these over to the side. I think we have them all off. Nope, one right there. And now I'm going to center this right in the middle, just like that. And then we're going to put some dimensions on our butterfly. I think we're going to need a little bit of a smaller one to go right there. And there we go. Now let's take these off. And then we want him to be off the side, just about like that. Now, isn't that beautiful? And now we're going to take our sentiment and we're going to put it right about here, and we definitely want to pop it up. So about like that. And I think what I'm going to do is use these foam dots here. And we got those all wrangled, and then we're going to put this, and my puppies are going in and out, so I do apologize for the squeaky on the door, but that is what they're doing. I think I'm going to bring this right here. You can decide wherever you want to put your sentiment. So indecisive, maybe here. Yeah, I like that there. And then this is our card front. Now we need to put some paper inside. And I think I'm going to go with a black. And let's see, we are going to grab another piece of black. No, maybe I want to, no, I think I like the classic look of the black. So yeah, let's grab a black piece. And again, this piece is going to be cut at this is going to be at 5 and 7/8, which is almost 6. So just come back about 1/8 of an inch. That's going to give you that 1/8 of an inch border. So right there. And then we're going to turn it and do the same thing. So we have that 5 7/8. And that's going to go in just like that, giving you, like I said, just that ever slightly border all the way around. And then we're going to grab this pink. And I think that's going to be beautiful to cut our border out of this at 5 3/4. Just like that. So 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. That would be a good way to not waste this. Let's put this down like that, and then cut another piece of white. That'll also balance our card quite a bit. Okay. Let's do that. We're going to stay true with the butterfly, but we are going to cut a piece of white that's going to be 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. And we're going to open our card, and let's go ahead and get our mats put down first, and then we'll do our stamping. Like I said, this piece right here, we're not going to let that go to waste, since we're going to just use it as a border. And I think that'll be a wonderful use of your cardstock. So if you stamp on a piece and then you decide you don't like it, turn it over and use it as a mat. Why not? Look how pretty that is. And now we're going to mat this on top of that pink, just like that. But let's stamp this first. Let's go ahead and stamp our butterfly. And we're just going to go right back to that beautiful Mary Merlot. And this is a beautiful ink. And what I want to do is stamp this right in the corner. Just like that. That is beautiful. And another one down here in the bottom corner. And I am going to find another sentiment that I want to put in the middle, or I know what else we could do. Let's grab our sticker sheet from this pack of paper. Let's get one of these stickers and put how about this one that says "Stop and Smell the Roses." I think what I want to do is I want to put it on a piece of black. Just like that. And then we are going to cut this out. And then we'll use our little corner rounder and we'll round those corners. Maybe just a little bit more. There we go. And just like that. Oh yeah, that's so cute. I don't even know if I'm going to round those corners. I might just put it down just like this. Oh yeah, we're going to need to round the corners just because. Okay, let me grab a corner rounder and I will be right back. Hey everybody, I thought my camera was on and it was not, and what I did was I glued the sticker to a black piece of paper. This was a sticker out of the sticker pack on the Flora paper, and it just says stop and smell the roses. The butterflies I'd already stamped. I took the black piece of paper and glued it down, and then all I did was used a corner rounder and rounded my corners and fit it between the two butterflies. There's plenty of room here to sign the card, but we finished the outside. I've got the sentiment glued on right here. My little butterfly is dimensional right here. I think I need to bring that one up just a little bit. But anyway, that is very dimensional. It looks gorgeous. I think this card turned out really pretty. I love the layers. It is a lot of work with cutting that many layers, but look at the depth of this card. I think it turned out gorgeous. And that little black border around everything really adds so much. So, you know, try that with your card making, adding just that little black border around. And yes, it was a lot of waste with cardstock, but if you want to, you can actually cut the rectangle or the square out first and then frame it out where you can only be. That way you save a whole piece of cardstock that's in the middle. But the one thing that this does, it makes a card very sturdy. And here I did a black mat, a pink mat, and then a white mat. And then I matted the sentiment or the sticker and then put that on. This card is a substantial card. It feels good in the hand. It has weight to it. It's not flimsy at all. This is a card that anybody would be glad to stand up on a mantle or their desk or whatever and really enjoy it for times to come. I love the sentiment, a sweet friendship refreshes the soul. How true is that? Anyway, I love this card. I think it turned out beautiful. I enjoyed the entire process of making it. And the only stamping that I did was the sentiment and the 3 butterflies. Everything else was just the paper doing the work for you. Now, I do want to put some gemstones on here, so let me grab those and I'll be right back. Okay, I pulled a couple of different gemstones here, trying to decide exactly which ones I would want to use on my card, and I'm thinking that these right here would be so cute. Maybe about 3 of them. Maybe the large one, the medium one, and a small one. So I am going to just take one off, and I am going to stick this right here, just like that, and then maybe one more right there. And you want to try to get these as straight on here as you can, because nothing looks any worse than when you're putting something in a straight line and it ends up not being a straight line. So, you know, take your time and try to get these on as straight as you possibly can. Now I'm just going to use my take your pick tool, and I'll just pick that one up, and I'm going to set it right there. And just move it around where it needs to go. Just like that, and then press it down. Now I think it would look really cute to have one on each side of the sentiment. It will actually give it that look like it has been fastened down. So let's pull one up. And let's put one right here on the edge, just like that. And another one. Just like that. Just like that. There. Now we can call this card completely done, and is that not gorgeous? I love it. I hope that you enjoyed watching the process of me put this card together, and I hope that you will try something like this. You know, play with your layers. Just cut out some squares and rectangles and mat them and glue them together, and then put them all on a card. Use some pattern paper, use some solid paper, but always frame it in the same color. Whatever your border colors are. You know, you could use a dark blue, you could use a red. Just kind of let everything kind of coordinate, but you want that to stand out because that's what gives your card that little that we all love to see in our card making. So anyway, I just want to say God bless you so much. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see this a little bit better. May God bless you in everything that you do, and everything you do and say, let it bring glory to Him. He's so worthy, and we are such a blessed people to be able to know our Lord and Savior. And I feel so blessed to be able to share that with all of you. God bless you and keep you. And until we craft again, remember, I love you all so very much, and you're in my prayers. Bye-bye.